Hey there UKDCers, today on the table I have this, which is the full review of the Lionsteel Thrill. This is obviously made by Lionsteel Knives of Italy. This particular model was designed by Moletta. I have the aluminium version here, which ran me £122.95 from Heine Haynes in the UK. You can get this in this olive colour, black or orange. It's also available in red, but you'll have to go to Knives and Tools for that one, and it's £132 instead. You can also get this in titanium, which is £206.95, and this is available in bronze, blue or grey. Now, quick aside, I have managed to turn this T8 into a T9. You know, just it's me, because I'm a massive idiot. So there you go, that's now a T9. I've already shot wide, and to save myself taking it apart again, I'll throw it on screen now for you. I thought because this was an integral and you might need to adjust the centering, that it would just be a barrel spacer with two nuts at either end. It's not. So the way I was taking this apart was pressing the blade into the rubber mat, and then you just unscrew, and the inside of the blade grips that barrel, and there you go. And you don't even need a tool on the other side, you can just... Beautiful. This doesn't really work for the other side because that's all one piece. So I thought it was two of these and a barrel, whereas actually instead, there we go, and that's all one piece. So this won't come out of there. So yeah, all back together for you. Nice and centered. It's just a shame I mistook that Chicago bolt, sex screw, whatever you want to call it, as a two-sided one. Now, that's all well and good. Everyone makes mistakes. I'm certainly also a very big idiot. What has sort of miffed me a little bit is the way they've handled it. I sent them an email on their website, I sent them a DM through Instagram, and this was, of course, well before the coronavirus things, so it got nothing to do with that. Can you not just sell me the bit? There are plenty of manufacturers that do, and they're, you know, like Wee Knives will sort you out, the Ongmar will sort you out, you know, like even like Hinderer will sort you out. It's, do you know what I mean? It's if you're willing to pay for it and accept, I don't understand why they don't just. But there's that. It's just something to consider. Their customer service doesn't seem to be the best. I didn't get so much as a no, sorry. I just got completely ignored on all platforms. So that business aside, it will come in this black box here, which is nice enough. You get your little Lionsteel logo in there and your warranty information in there. I think you have to register the warranty as well, which is cool. Action on this, it's quite nice. It will be, if you want the exact strength from the spring, it will be in the link in the description. Go and have a look at the spring strength table. And it's got a nice enough walk and torque. You get a little wiggle at the half stop there, and then a nice, really solid snap into the close position where it hits on this little half stop, this little stop pin, sorry, which is removable if you want. It's just a little T6 here, and because this is an integral, they've had to put the threading right there. So the threading's actually here, and then this just sockets into a hole on this side. And there you go. So that works quite well. T8 was a T8, is now a T9, but yours will be a T8, and that's a T8 as well. And as I mentioned in that little aside, this is a Chicago, so you're only using this side to hold the pivot while you unscrew this side, and then it's just pop it through. Washers on this is ball bearings that run on steel washers, And the steel washers to stop the ball bearings just smashing up the aluminium, of course. There's no washers on the actual M390 itself. Scale material is aluminium on this. The finish is not great, I will say. So straight away on the scales, I don't know if you can see, so right along here there's like a line where it was thicker and it sort of dripped down. So like if you put too much paint on, it's so hard to show it on camera, but there, can you see that line here? That's literally just too much colour and it's run. Also, if you have a look at the titanium versions of these, you'll notice it's really easy to see some milling. And that's not because they've just done the milling on the titanium version and not on the aluminium version. If you have a look here, you can actually see that same milling down at the bottom here. But where it's so thick on the side, it looks like it's completely covered it up. I'm sure if I sanded this down, or, you know, removed it in some other manner, that would show up again. As well, on the corner here, what is all this? You know, smooth, and then what looks like the remnants of that milling before it was covered up with just too much colour. Yeah, not super impressed by that, I will say. Other than that, it's fine. There's nothing that stands out, but yeah, it's definitely too thick on the top and then it's thinner at the bottom. Not great. Not great at all. Especially not for 122 odd pounds. Anyway, there's no lanyard hole. You get a right-handed clip only, which is retractable, which is actually really nice. However, if you want to use this as a normal knife as a left-handed person, you don't have to worry about this. It is left-hand accessible on the nail pull there, so that's fine. And there's enough exposed that you can just pull anywhere really, and it'll, you know, you don't need to use that if you don't want to, which is completely fine. Grip on this is, because of that pocket clip, phenomenal. It really works well. You get a little bit of jimping here that's okay. It does just about do its job, and it's not on the blade, so it's not like you're going to push that down. I don't think you need it though. Your finger sort of sockets into this curve here, and you can see it's curved at the back here as well, so just by spreading your fingers apart, you're really locking yourself in, which is nice. Unfortunately, when it closes, yeah, ow, that bottom bit is going straight into your finger, and as you just saw, because there's a half stop, it's going to actually accelerate that into your hand rather than try and avoid it. Bit annoying really, I guess, but it's fine. You do get a sharpening tool though, which is quite nice. Now this is M390, it is Italian M390, and I can tell you from experience that the Lionsteel Dom I have, the Barlow Dom, was not the best for edge retention. This, in an effort to really try and test that, you can see I've really scratched up the blade there. See all those scratches on there? If we can actually, there you go, there they are. They're all permanent. They're all actual just scratches from use on cardboard and stuff, and there's one there. You can see a couple there going up and down and stuff. So, by no means have I babied this. Again, it's only crappy sort of office use, but yikes, that ain't looking good. It's definitely suffered, but it's still going through it. I respect that. It's definitely a lot better than it was. It's still not quite up to Hinderer's 20CV or anything like that, which is 20CV is basically the same as M390. So, take that for what you will, but I think it's fine. You do get some stuff on your blade there. You get your Lionsteel Italy M390, and as I showed you earlier, the Maletta. Centering on this is looks pretty damn fine to me. Maybe a touch over to this side. That's nothing playing with this can't fix though. Absolutely rock solid. There's no blade plate whatsoever. Not even a tiny little. I can't feel anything moving, which is very nice. Let's do a little length comparison here. So, stats should be up on screen. One of them. And one of them. There you go. One of them. One of them. And your more standard Swiss Army knife there. So, you know, it's quite big. This is another one of those where the entire blade length does just slightly jump over 3 inches, but the cutting edge is under, so, and I have measured the curve, it's just about 3 inches cutting edge with the curve, but because of this little extra tiny bit here, if you're worried about that, maybe not one to carry. You really can't see the finish too bad from here, but like on this side as well, like, can you see it? Can you see that line there? Just where it was carelessly, the paint was carelessly applied. Really not that impressed, to be honest. Really not the end of the world though, but just, come on, I'm paying £122 for this thing, 123 basically. So it's far from ideal. I think this thing's main problem is unfortunately this little guy, the MKM Chilena. Both are M390, both are aluminium handles, where unfortunately the Chilena, to me at least, is much higher quality. You can see how much better how much flatter the colour is on all those scales. And in my experience, the M390 was actually a little bit better on the Chilena as well. Not that I didn't hard use it as much though, so that's purely speculative. I wouldn't read too far into that. But there's no obvious finish issues on this. I mean, like I said, these little marks I did on this one. Like I said, if you just take a minute to actually look, you can see like that big line across there. You can see that line there. You can see there was supposed to be more milling apparent that went all the way up, but then they just sort of, nah, we'll cover all that up. Yeah, it's just not great, is it? Bit of a shame, really. So, I mean, this is cheaper as well. This is the same materials, and this is £95, I think, on Heine Haynes. This is 122. Wowzers, that's a hard sell. Now, this doesn't come with the pocket clip gimmick, so there is that. But I don't know how about you, but I don't tend to use pocket clips on my two-hand opening knives anyway, really. They either go into my pocket or in the slip or something. I will say, though, this pocket clip does work perfectly well. I haven't had any issues with this whatsoever. I was a bit worried about the surface area here, like how easy it would be to put in and out of my pocket, and it's fine, so it's got that going for it. Overall, I like the look of this knife. It feels right in the hand, it's good to use. The M319 seems okay. It's just, with stuff like this around, you've got to, unless you really, really like the look of this one just does everything better for me. So there you go, I guess. It's just a personal preference thing, but I'd say save yourself about 30 quid and get yourself the Chilena. Thank you very much. Cheers.